On this week's episode, we photograph a ghost house, a wedding, and Lindsay turns into Alexander Keith for some reason.
Oh, I'm Alexander Keith.
Yes. Benim çayulumsi. Alright. Looking like a chocolate. Don't wait up or stay out late. I hop in my new truck, cruising like a cool fool. I roll around with bass low, green light when I say so. Everything on my way. My whole life is a highway.
And now that the energy level is up, we're going to cut to something more appropriate. Nova Scotia was founded in 1708 by the CBC Broadcasting Corporation. In 1804, it was traded to the Austrian Empire in exchange for 500 bison. These bison then populated the rest of North America and still run free to this day. The province emotion of Nova Scotia is mild anticipation, and none of these facts are real. This is a famous lighthouse that a lot of tour buses stop at. You thought I was going to say something else because the music didn't come back up. This is getting really awkward now. Let's just watch Lindsay buy some smoked fish out the back of a pickup truck. Okay, fine, I'll turn the audio on again.
That's amazing.
Oh, isn't that good?
That's really good.
It's like candy. I call this beer drinking fish.
It tastes like mapley sort of.
Yeah, maple syrup, Canadian maple syrup with it. Now try that holy mackerel. You need a beer with that.
Oh my gosh.
That's not good.
Yeah, you do need a beer with that.
I know.
If I had a beer,
yeah, like beer and cracker and mackerel.
As far as souvenir shops go, this one is pretty incredible. We've been in Nova Scotia for less than an hour and I already have a great collection of photos. I'm using a Nikon 12 to 24mm lens on a Nikon D500 and also a 58mm 1.4. Everyone we've met here has such an amazing story to tell. Unfortunately, our episodes are only 10 minutes long, so we'll just get back to showing you gratuitous amounts of drone footage.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Yeah, in your lights up.
I'm a big girl. I'm a big girl.
The wedding tomorrow is in Lunenburg. We got into town and headed directly to the pub for Lindsay to get some mussels. Last time she got a full lobster, but seeing the insides turned her off of lobster forever. We're staying at an old bed and breakfast, and it is for sure haunted. Look at these chairs. House at the top of the hill. Glowing alarm clock. One light burnt out. One glass. Russian prince. Steps from the ghost burned into the carpet. These people look nice though. The ghosts chased me outside where they instructed me to photograph their ghost house. They wanted something that they could post on their Instagrams. The ghost suggested that I do a 3-exposure HDR blend in Lightroom to accurately represent their place of living. Alright, here we have the Nikon 12 to 24mm DX lens on this Nikon D500, and we're going to be taking pictures of this ghost house up here. Then I use the spooky adjustment brush spooky. After a relaxing stay in our haunted mansion, we were off to photograph the wedding. What a lovely day. Boats. Alright, what are we doing today?
So today we're shooting Nikki and Dave's wedding in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. For those of you who have no idea.
There's a horse.
Hi, horse. Gear bros everywhere will be upset at this.
So when we shoot weddings away from home, I don't bring that much gear, which means I don't bring my regular gear bag. So today I have my 85 and a sock. And I stole this 35 from Taylor a couple of weeks ago and I haven't given it back. So I guess that means it's pretty good. This is my backup, which I might actually shoot on this more today than the other stuff because it's so light, but this is my D600 with a 50.
And I have the Nikon D500 with a 58mm lens, which on this crop sensor body is more like an 85. I'm doing primarily video today though, and this has electronic VR in it, which really helps stabilize that, which makes this non-VR lens that I love a VR lens. And the reason I love this lens is because this lens is a lot like the Leica lenses that show true reality. If you shoot with an 85 stop down to like f4, you can see every pore in people's faces, and I don't love that. This 58 shoots more to true life, whereas you don't see all of the pores and things like that. So some people say it's soft, but it has a very unique character. It's optimized for taking pictures of people, which I like, even though it's going to be cropped down. So that's a little weird, but whatever. And then on this camera, this is my backup camera, I have a 12 to 24mm lens. It's super wide. And that's all we have today. And we have coffee. And I have this GoPro and I have a drone. So I guess I do have more things.
A couple of iPhones.
A couple of iPhones. Hopefully we don't have to use those. Oh, I found more things. I also have a polarizer here and a 10-stop ND filter, which is entirely useless for wedding photography, but if we get a cool sunset or we go by the water, maybe we'll do something.
Arranging the furniture. There's a lot of it in this room.
What do you think about where the dress is hanging?
I think that this is a total money shot.
And that's it. I do have an online course about how I do both photos and videos at weddings at the same time. If you're interested, it is in the description below. The next morning we had an hour to drive back to the airport in Halifax to drop off our car, where we would be forced to pay an entire extra day. I tried to shoot some photos from the car, but the guardrails kept getting in the way. Then I thought it would be fun to drag the shutter while driving past some fall colors, and I actually really like these images.
Try it with a friend. Oh, I'm Alexander Keith. I'm so funny. I love beer.
Why is he British? So there's this dome over here that looks interesting, but then they use this 40 dome experience. So now we can't go to that.
The chairs vibrate a little bit, different spots, and a little bit of mist that comes out.
So sweet. 40 experience.
Yeah. It's 3D, but then when you add the mist, it's a 4D
experience.
sporty element.
The spritzer doesn't really work in the chair, so it kind of just was like a cup of water poured on my lap. But other than that, it was pretty mediocre.
If I could summarize Halifax in 3 things, it would be donair, poutine donair, and alcohol. Also, there are live lobsters in the airport. They put them in a carry-on case for you. This airport is the most Canada. On next week's episode, we fly doors off in Hawaii. If you haven't noticed, I've been promising this Hawaii episode for like the last 2 months, but I haven't actually even started editing it yet. So join us next week for Probably Not Hawaii.